If you have Meniere's disease, your treatment likely centers on limiting salt and taking daily diuretics. These conventional approaches often fail to stop vertigo and hearing loss because they only address the end result, a localized buildup of fluid. Recent genetic analyses involving nearly 1 million participants revealed that there is no significant statistical evidence that restricting dietary salt actually modifies the course of Meniere's disease. The swelling in the inner ear is driven by 3 underlying forces: systemic insulin resistance, localized immune inflammation, and the cellular aging of the specialized hair cells inside the cochlea. To address these forces simultaneously, researchers are looking at the fasting mimicking diet, or FMD. The FMD is a 5-day nutritional protocol that emulates the biological effects of a water-only fast while still providing essential nutrients and modest calories. By triggering a metabolic shift from home, this protocol targets the exact mechanisms driving fluid retention and inflammation. It offers a structured way to repair the biological architecture of your balance, moving the focus from symptoms to the root causes. This calendar shows the timeline. You restrict calories for exactly 5 consecutive days, then return to a normal diet. The bar chart shows daily calories. Day 1 drops to 50%. For days 2 through 5, you drop that intake down to 10 to 20%. This targeted window achieves the metabolic benefits of carbohydrate restriction without the long-term drawbacks of a standard ketogenic diet. Because the cycle is brief, it avoids the psychological burnout and cardiovascular risks associated with permanently eliminating carbohydrates. The first major shift begins as your carbohydrate intake drops. Your body responds to the restriction by drastically lowering the amount of circulating insulin in your bloodstream. Lower insulin levels signal the kidneys to stop holding on to sodium, initiating a process called the natriuresis of fasting. During this phase, the kidneys rapidly excrete heavy loads of stored sodium and water. This animation of the inner ear shows how systemic fluid loss directly relieves local pressure. As total water volume drops, the swollen fluid compartment, known as endolymphatic hydrops, begins to deflate and shrink. By lowering insulin levels through this 5-day window, you mechanically drain the physical fluid pressure that causes acute vertigo. You achieve the goal of a pharmaceutical diuretic using the body's own metabolic signals. By the 2nd or 3rd day of the restriction, your liver exhausts its stored sugar and begins burning fat. This forces the liver to produce ketone bodies, specifically beta-hydroxybutyrate, or BHB. This diagram shows BHB molecules entering the inner ear tissue, acting as a biological shield. They physically lock onto and neutralize a specific inflammatory threat, the NLRP3 inflammasome. This cellular sensor triggers severe autoimmune-like swelling and tissue damage in Meniere's patients when activated by stress. With BHB barricading this sensor, the localized inflammatory cytokine storms are stopped. This protects the delicate barriers of your inner ear from breaking down under immune attack. Generating BHB through the FMD provides a systemic method of protection. It stops the neuroinflammation that contributes to progressive inner ear degeneration over time. The next vital macronutrient rule of the protocol requires keeping your total protein intake strictly low. Starving the body of protein triggers autophagy. In this process, the body hunts down and recycles its damaged or dead cellular components. Inside the cochlea, outer hair cells rely on this recycling to stay functional. Clearing out broken proteins and damaged mitochondria helps preserve baseline gearing and removes the cellular debris that contributes to chronic tinnitus. While your cells repair, you must follow strict behavioral rules. During the 5 days, you need to drink water consistently, prioritize sleep, and limit strenuous exercise. Overexertion creates physical stress, which triggers the release of vasopressin. This hormone forces your kidneys to hoard water, and sudden spikes in vasopressin frequently trigger acute Meniere's attacks. By combining cellular recycling with a low-stress physical environment, you actively support auditory cell health while blocking the hormonal signals that cause fluid retention. The most dangerous point of this protocol arrives on day 6. This is the transition back to normal food. Breaking a 5-day fast with a heavy, high-carbohydrate meal will immediately flood your system with sugar. This triggers a sudden, massive spike in insulin. This animation illustrates the osmotic vacuum created by that insulin surge. It pulls electrolytes and water from your bloodstream, forcing them back into the inner ear. This sudden fluid shift can precipitate a vertigo attack. erasing the pressure relief achieved over the previous 5 days. To transition safely, you must break the fast exclusively with low-glycemic, nutrient-dense foods, like light vegetable soups, gradually over a 24 to 48-hour period. A disciplined low-carbohydrate transition keeps your insulin levels stable. This locks in the cellular benefits of the fast without triggering a rebound attack. By the end of the transition, you have addressed 3 specific biological markers. You've improved insulin sensitivity, blocked inner ear inflammation, and triggered the repair of your auditory cells. Because this intervention aggressively drains fluid, you must consult your physician before starting. Combining the FMD with daily prescription diuretics can cause severe dehydration and dangerously low blood pressure. Your next steps are clear. Schedule your 5-day window, plan your transition meals in advance, and consult your ENT to adjust any existing medications. Dedicating 5 days a month to this precise metabolic intervention allows you to target the biological root causes of Meniere's disease. It offers a way to actively intervene in the mechanics of your balance and hearing using the body's own repair pathways.